Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Great Hall here at the Old Town Hall in the great city of Presidents. Quite a history in this room. We can only imagine the debates talking about police budgets over the years here. I look around the room now, it's probably not a bad idea to rob a bank right about now in the city. But certainly a great occasion. It's a great occasion for the city, it's a great occasion for the police department, and certainly a great occasion for a lieutenant about to be Chief Kennedy and his family. And I know we had a number of candidates that had expressed interest and went through the process. We're so fortunate in Quincy to have the best. You guys are the best, you men and women. You school well, so we have great choices. And sometimes it's not easy, but because of that talent that's there. But we're grateful today that we believe we have a good choice. In fact, I believe we have an excellent choice. And I do want to acknowledge he had a pretty good send-off yesterday, Chief Paul Keenan. We thank you again for your almost 16 years of service as chief. And you went out with still some friends around you, which is remarkable. But I want to thank you again, Chief. I did want to acknowledge a couple of my colleagues who are here in government, other electeds, District Attorney Michael Morrissey. We have County Commissioner Joe Shea, City Councilor Dave McCarthy. And any other electeds that I miss? Where is he? Oh, there he is. What's your name again? What office do you hold now? Nice to see you, Treasurer Bellotti. You had no role in this process. And of course, I do want to acknowledge the honorary chaplain of everything in Quincy, Mother Olga. Thank you, Mother, for being here. I know you're a friend of the department. It's a great tribute to see so many people here, both currently and those retired, to come back and join us in this celebration. I did want to acknowledge the Fire Chief, Chief Jackson, who will be working together on the license board and a lot of other public safety issues. Chief, good to see you as always. Thank you. So with that, a warm welcome, and particularly a warm welcome to Mark's mother, Ann, who I've known for a long time, and his siblings, Paul and Christine, and their families. And I know Mark will introduce each of them. And it certainly goes without saying that, Mark and I had a conversation about a week ago and talking about his dad. And I said, one of the regrets I have is my dad never saw me being sworn in. And I know Mark feels the same way, except that we know that they're certainly with us in spirit and know from above. And I have with me Paul's prayer card. He was a remarkable individual who gave and gave to the city as well. So today is a great day, again, for the city of Quincy, but in particular for the Kennedy family. And in the spirit of Paul, Mark, I'd like you to come up. I'm going to ask the city clerk. We're going to do the swearing in, then we're going to do the pinning of the badge, then I'm going to have the chief say some remarks.
Please raise your right hand to repeat after me. I, Mark Kennedy,
I, Mark Kennedy,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
and I will support the Constitution thereof,
and I will support the Constitution thereof,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Mark Kennedy,
I, Mark Kennedy,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as Chief
as Chief
of the Quincy Police Department,
of the Quincy Police Department,
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding,
and understanding,
agreeably
agreeably
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
and the laws of the Commonwealth
and the laws of the Commonwealth,
and the ordinances of the city of Quincy.
and the ordinances of the city of Quincy,
So help me God.
so help me God.
I, Mark Kennedy,
I, Mark Kennedy,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
Ladies and gentlemen, the 18th Chief of the Quincy Police Department, we welcome former Lieutenant, now Chief, Mark Kennedy.
Wow. Thank you all for being here today. To say I'm humbled would be an incredible understatement. I'd like to start by thanking my family, my wife Laura, my sons Jackson and Ryan, Ainsley and Ava, for all their love, support, and encouragement throughout all of these promotional exam periods and all the summers that Dad wasn't fun on the beach because I was reading police administration and ruining your summers and cruises, but thank you guys. I truly would not be here without each of you. Also my extended family who've always supported me and everything I've done. Again, I wouldn't be here without you all. I'm also standing here today in large part to the men and women that I've had and continue to have the honor of serving alongside in this police department. Men and women of all ranks who took the time to teach me, mentor me, and show me by their example how to be a leader in the Quincy Police Department. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Mayor Koch. I've been privileged to know Mayor Koch for the past 20 years, and I can tell you that I have never in my life met anyone with a greater love and vision for the city of Quincy than Tom Koch has. Mr. Mayor, I promise to work day and night to earn the trust that you've shown in me here today. When I graduated from the police academy nearly 25 years ago, I remember our training lieutenant, Vincent Flaherty, telling us, "The police academy taught you how to be cops. Now we're going to teach you how to be Quincy cops." I didn't realize what he was saying at the time, and it took nearly 17 years for this sentiment to be described in President Obama's 21st century policing report. But what soon to be Captain Flaherty was essentially telling us that day was that the academy taught us to be warriors, but to be a Quincy cop, you need to be a guardian of the community. The Quincy Police Department has always been at the head of the curve and led the way across the country on national policing best practices. The 21st Century Policing Report in 2015 was not a call for this department to change, but rather a validation of what we have been doing for decades. In 1978, when police departments across the nation were treating domestic violence as a marital matter best dealt with at home, the Quincy Police Department embraced their guardian role and said, "Not here." Building a coalition with the District Attorney's Office, Quincy District Court, and Dove, we began arresting and prosecuting the primary aggressors in domestic violence calls and changed the way police departments across the country responded to and dealt with violence in the home. In 2008, recognizing that mental health calls were on the rise, the Quincy Police Department became one of the first agencies in the state to embed a mental health clinician in the police department to respond to calls involving persons with mental health issues in the hopes that we could intervene and de-escalate crisis behavior before it became criminal behavior. This program has been incredibly successful, and this year we hope to expand it and add a second full-time clinician. Once again, in 2010, the Quincy Police Department put its guardian mindset on display and led the nation in its response to the opioid epidemic that was ravaging our community and the nation on a whole. Under the leadership of Chief Keenan and Mayor Koch, the Quincy Police Department partnered with the Department of Public Health and equipped every officer with nasal Narcan to reverse opioid overdoses. As a result of these efforts, first responding Quincy police officers, many of them in the room right now, are credited with saving over 1,000 lives and set the standard nationwide for how police agencies deal with people suffering from opioid use disorders. I tell you these things not to brag about the department that I'm so proud to serve, but to remind myself of the challenge that stands before me. The current state of the Quincy Police Department is strong and its future is bright. My command staff and I will continue to push forward, to innovate, build coalitions, and look for ways to stay ahead of the curve. We will continue to provide the best police services to the citizens of Quincy while embracing the guardian mindset that has for decades been at our core. A few months ago, I had an incredibly vivid dream. I was here in this hall getting sworn in as the chief of police, And my dad, who passed away in 2017, walked up to shake my hand and congratulate me. He told me how proud he was, and then he said, this is the easy part. Now what are you going to do with it? You have to earn it every day. For those of you who knew my father, he didn't suffer fools, and he never let us rest on our laurels. I always found it a bit frustrating that when I thought I made it to the top of the mountain, my dad would point out another peak. I know he'd be proud today, and I know the Quincy Police Department will be a better place because of the lessons he taught me. Today is just the beginning of the journey. There are many more peaks that I know we need to climb, and I know that together we can do great things and continue to push this department forward. To the men and women of the Quincy Police Department, both sworn and civilian, I want to let you know that I have your back. And I'll work hard on your behalf to ensure that you have the tools, training, and support that you need to do your jobs safely and come home to your families at the end of your shifts. My management philosophy has always been rather simple: take care of the people that I work with and be accountable to the people that I work for, the citizens of Quincy. Mr. Mayor, Chief Keenan, my brothers and sisters in the police department, I'm humbled and grateful for the trust that you've bestowed upon me, and I'm ready to get to work and earn it. Thank you all.
Chief, we'll get some photos with your family? Oh, sure. That concludes our formal ceremony. Thank you once again, all of you, for being here, both current and retirees. Great to see everybody. Thank you, each of you, for what you do for the residents of Quincy each and every day. We truly appreciate it. We ask God's blessing upon all of you as you continue to do it each and every day. With that, we'll close the ceremony.